Okie dokes. So, Tai Chi greeting. Fist covered by hand. Come in peace. Welcome to Sunday Qigong. And let's start off just by scattering Qi a little bit. In Ireland, I remember going down in the hotel one day and the weather said sprinkles. So sometimes you just need to do sprinkles. You need a big clear, especially if it's towards the end of the day, just sort of lightly scatter any Qi that got a little bit bogged up or bogged down somewhere in your mind or your body, maybe stiff shoulders, or you were just sitting too long or just getting tired and achy. So just scatter a bit of that Qi around you. Just move a little bit as well. We do a lot of standing still postures in Qigong, so it's quite nice in between just to do a little bit of footwork as well. And let's do a couple of out breaths. And in Qigong, we often do brushing as well, just to clear a little bit. So maybe let's just brush our arms. Maybe, especially if you've been working at the computer and you've been sitting in one position for a long time. Clear down front of your body, the sides. We forget about the sides. It's good to open up your shoulder and clear there, and just clear down back a little bit. Down your belly, down your legs. And one big clear all the way from the top of the head, back of the neck, front, back, legs, down and up, and relax. Good. So we've cleared a bit of stagnant Qi. Let's get some nice active energy Qi into the belly, into your center. So hands just below your navel, below the navel to on the navel. You can leave your legs slightly apart there. Settle your tailbone, soften your knees, soften your ankles. Long spine, let your tailbone drop, chin tuck in, long neck there, soft shoulders, and just into the belly with your breath. And let's breathe in through the nose for the count of about 5, and breathe out through your mouth for the count of about 6. So as we focus on bringing the breath into the belly, it helps to clear the mind, clear any thoughts that were going round and round in your head as you start to mindfully go down into your body. Feel your belly rising up there as the diaphragm pushes down and pushes your stomach and your liver and your gallbladder out slightly. So the out breath through the mouth with a slightly longer out breath is putting us towards parasympathetic nerve balance. And we know the parasympathetic is more active during the night as we rest and digest. So we're already putting our body into a little bit of the pre-sleeping state. Good, and clasp your hands and get a little bit of circulation coming into the arms. And if your hands have been doing anything repetitive during the day, it's really nice to do different movements with your wrists here so that we get some nice synovial fluid coming out to nourish all the joints one way and then the other way. And let's bring the elbows into this. Maybe you are a washerwoman and you've been doing lots of hard washing, scrubbing floors. And let your shoulders come into this movement as well. And notice as your shoulders start coming in, that this movement is going right through the center, diagonally through the center, through your waist, to the opposite hip. So get your hips moving. And as we do this, we're actually easing up all the joints through the spine as well. Again, if you've been sitting for a long time or standing for a long time, just easing up all those joints. Again, when we do oiling the joints, we're literally oiling them with synovial fluid, which is the joint fluid that nourishes the joints. When you sit still, don't get much new fluid coming in there at all. Let's change direction, going up. Feeling your scapula moving. We think of our shoulders as just the actual shoulder joint, but your shoulder blade has to be able to move freely up and down and outwards and inwards over the ribs. So if you're doing this and you hear or feel a bit of creaking, then it's a really good idea that you are doing this, because if you didn't, every now and again, your shoulders will become really stiff. And if you sit with your shoulders up a little bit, or you've got a bit of tension in your shoulders during the day, this is really good at confusing them as to where they should be. So they don't go down, they don't go up to the same place just below the ears. They start relaxing down and rest. Okay, good. Let's continue with the shoulder joint. So the shoulder joint is one of the most complex joints in the whole body, because it's got to have a huge range of movement to accommodate all the amazing skills that you do with your hands. So as we're doing this, think about your body's moving and moving through the center, and the arm is just following the movement, but the strong movement is happening in your body. And so have a relaxed arm. If you've got a shoulder problem, you can just do more shoulder blade movement. But if you're hale and hearty, try and get a really good lift and drop, lift and drop, and drop, and drop. And let's do the other way around, coming up and forwards. And you can bring your legs into this movement as well. Again, your hips are having a nice spiral movement there as well. Dropping, dropping, dropping. So the weight of the arm actually expands the joint space when you do this, so you can move better and relax. Whew. Okay, right, other one. Feet slightly apart and drop and drop, and the momentum takes you into the upward lift, and your knees are bouncing up and down there, and your body is helping to lift your shoulder and swinging. And if you need to, just make a smaller movement. Some shoulders say, no, you can't do that, so we just do it at a lower level. And opposite way, and dropping, and drop, drop, drop. And again, you might hear creaks. And again, that's a good thing. One more, and relax. Okay, just nice little wriggle around here. Okay, we're going to still work with the arms, taking the arms into a spiral. We're going to look at energizing the three dantians, your lower dantian, middle dantian, and upper dantian. So this is really the storehouse, the kind of pantry, the essence of your physical body here, very connected with birth, reproduction, kidneys, those kind of things. The middle dantian very connected to your heart, your emotions, and the upper dantian to your wisdom, connection with higher powers, intention, those kind of things. And we're going to work with each of them using a swimming dragon movement where we're going to bring one hip forward, so one hip forwards, and then your shoulder comes through and you spiral back to the low dantian. So this movement is a hip movement, arm spiral, coming back to just below the belly button. So just get used to doing it with the one arm initially. So we're gathering out into the surrounding area, which may be, I don't know, if it was in the forest, it would be beautiful to do this. Or if it was at the sea, it would be beautiful to do this. But sometimes we're just at home in a room. And if we leave the windows open every now and again, then we still get beautiful air coming in from outside. And so gathering chi to that lower dantian, energizing it. Now, feel the hip forwards and coming back. So it's like the hip goes forwards and then the arm comes. Hip goes forwards and the arm comes. Let's try the other side. Hip comes forwards, back of the hand is on top, spiral to come to the lower dantian. And all right, let's do one at a time. One arm and the other arm. Coming down to the lower dantian here. These are called the three treasures, the lower, middle, and upper dantian. Feel that your hip is going first, followed by the arm, a spiral movement. Nature grows in spirals. Things happen in nature in spirals. So spiraling is a very natural way for our body to move. And now we're going to move up to the middle dantian, so at the heart level. Arms are going to come up higher. Hips still coming forwards. Your arm is just coming up a little bit higher. Beautiful soft flow, easy. Your whole body is involved in the spiral. So it's going to be very nourishing to your spine as well. And then up to the upper dantian. Down to the middle. And down to the lower dantian. Spiraling around, back of the hands facing upwards. So nourishing our physical body when we're at this lower dantian here. Strength, our stability, power, coming to our heart. What would strengthen the heart? Good communication, warmth, compassion, patience. Coming to the upper dantian, thinking of wisdom, clarity. Coming down to the heart. And coming down to the belly. And relax. Hold your hands close as if you're holding your little chi ball here. And just notice the attraction as your hands come together and the stickiness as you pull your hands away from each other, feeling the center of your palms connected. You're feeling your own bioelectricity, your biomagnetism when you're doing this. We're made out of thousands and millions and trillions of tiny little spinning molecules and electrons. And as we move, we get everything sort of fired up. So you should start feeling a little bit of warmth coming into your hands here. Good. Right, we're going to go to a slight variation of pulling the bow. So you're going to open your legs a little bit here. And when we're pulling the bow, it's about intention, focus and intention. You say, well, why should I want to do that in the evening? Well, one of the things that's very good for keeping your focus the next day is having thought just before you go to bed of what your intention is for the next day. So maybe this last little bit of, focus your attention. So instead of going to sleep and thinking about the 10 things maybe you should do and which are the 5 you're going to have time to do, is to find the 5 before you actually go to bed. So here we're going to start out pulling the bow from tree standing position, hands in line with your heart. You're facing slightly down towards the liver, which is the wood element, elbows dropped. Right, and then you're going to turn to the side and you're going to put your little and ring finger to the thumb and the other 2 fingers pointing out straight. There goes your arrow and your intention. And here you're going to pull the bow. And as you pull the bow, see if you can sink down through the hips so that you're bending your knees a little bit and hold that position and look past your fingers into the distance. Find a point that you can look at. And it's up to you whether you actually think of what that intention for tomorrow is, or maybe even that intention for today. And come back to the center. Tree standing. Turn to the other side. 2 straight fingers, ring and little finger together, and press the thumb in there. Let your eyes travel down your arm past your fingers and pull the bow. Settle down into slightly bent knees if you can. It's very strengthening for your lower back and your quads. And holding focus. And come back. Tree standing. Turn. See if you can get the flow going now. Pulling back. Holding focus. Pushing your thumb against the little finger and the ring finger. Focusing into the distance. And your eyes travel down your arm past those fingers. Far into the distance. Feel the strength there. So with intention, you need to get the passion of the heart to want to do that thing as well. And coming back. Tree standing for a few seconds there. Turn. 2 fingers together and pull the bow. Settle down. And back into tree standing. Right. Last round. Turn. Get your arrow. Pull the bow. And focus in the distance. Come down on your knees, a little bend there. Dropping your tailbone. Keep your chin tucked in. Long spine. Come back to center. Tree standing. Turn. And start to get into the flow of the movement as you become more familiar with it. Bending down. Have a few breaths in that position. And coming back to tree standing. Right. From there, we're going to go up into full body flow, stretching up. Coming down forwards, bend your knees, let your hands go through between your legs. Coming back up, breathing in. Open up your groin. So any parts of your body that got really stiff during the day, you're just giving everything a chance to ease up before you even go to bed, which is a very good idea to go to bed already limbered up. Otherwise, you just fall asleep with all your muscles in their tightened position or their stressed position and down. One more up and down. Right. Now we're going to go into, keep the legs wide into wrist cross position. Wrist cross position, about 3 fingers below the wrist, not touching, but opposite each other. And this position, it's like a fortress. No, you don't want your arms too close to you, want them further away. It is a martial arts position, very much a Tai Chi position as well. So in this position, we've got the outer gates of the arm here and here, and they are very good. You would come in and either do chi massage or you'll do needling here to strengthen the body's physical immunity. So what do we mean by physical immunity? Well, there could be pathogens in the air. You might be somebody who keeps on getting flu. So you're not strong enough in your physical immunity. The inner gate, 3 fingers down from the wrist crease here, is all about your emotional immunity. So you get knocked sideways if somebody says something that's a little bit unpleasant to you, or they speak a little bit too strongly to you, or maybe you just have to, toughen up a little bit. So don't let people walk over you emotionally. So you would come in and do some massage of that if you wanted to work on your emotional immunity. Of course, it's also a very strong point for nausea as well. Okay, so we've got our fortress here. We've got our immunity, outward immunity, and our inward immunity in this position. And what lessens our immunity is stress. So we want to get rid of stress. So let's open, turn, and push away any stress that could be weakening us, either emotionally or physically. Turn, push down to the ground, compost it, coming up, straightening up, taking your tailbone in, getting taller, 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 feeling that strength, and opening and tossing that stress out down to the ground, coming up, bringing in positive affirmations, positive ideas, and down to the side. Breathing in as you come up. Turn, breathe out, and push away anything negative. We all get negative stuff. Breathe in, sometimes on a daily basis, sometimes on a weekly basis, something once a year. I don't know, you might be lucky. Breathe in. But we want to just get rid of it as quickly as possible. Like water running off a duck's back. Breathing in. Each time you're making more space for the positive stuff in your life. So as you're standing up, feel that strength coming in through your body. It's very good for your knees and your quads as well. Coming up. So we want a lot of flexibility in life, but we also want a lot of robustness. And that robustness comes from this strength that you're getting through your legs and your lower back. Back, one up. And come up into the starting position and close your eyes for a second and just imagine that there's beautiful golden light emanating from your hands, surrounding your whole body, strengthening your whole body, almost as if you're in a little egg-shaped capsule from your feet above your head. Just beautiful, strong golden light protecting you here. Breathe in and out, softly there. And slowly come down. Feet slightly closer together, and we're going to do Kuan Yin paints the rainbow. Kuan Yin was apparently the goddess of compassion. So into an easy, relaxed flow, paint a rainbow all the way around you. I guess that rainbow could be a nice immune protection for you as well. One hand going up, watching your hand with your eyes, bend your knees as you go down. Two hands come up together, they both turn to go down, same direction. Very good for working with the right side of your body and then your left side of the body and coordinating the right side of your body with the left brain and the left side of your body with the right brain. So very good for your mind, very good for your body. And as we're doing this, if Kuan Yin was the goddess of compassion, then we're working with the heart again. We're going to do another heart flow after this. Color for the heart is beautiful red that we get in the campfire at night. But if we're painting a rainbow, we're painting all the different colors, and each color has a different frequency and a different effect, which is why an infrared light does different things to an ultraviolet light. So on. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. Breathing in. So Qigong is movement where you're exercising, but you're exercising with relaxation. So much other exercise that we do during the day, we exercise with a lot of, say, force, with a lot of effort. And here we're wanting to teach the body, to train the body to move within relaxation. Obviously, it's not always what we need. Sometimes we need to move with a lot of effort as well. Bring in and come out. Feel that little chi ball there. And we're going to go on to our last flow for the evening, which is called Fireflies in the Lantern. And it is one I've just seen from Lee Holden, in fact, yesterday. And I thought, gee, I wish I knew that one when my granddaughters were here, because when I did Qigong, they'd sit inside the window and copy me, and I'm sure they would have enjoyed it. So it's a heart flow, really. So top hand is holding the lantern, bottom hand is at the bottom of the lantern, and in between, it's full of fireflies. You know, where they really, I think they probably did put fireflies in lanterns in the old days before they had electricity and they didn't have load shedding. Maybe we could do that, but we do let them go as well afterwards. So we're going to turn to the side and then swap the top hand for the bottom hand. So the top hand holds the lantern and the bottom hand is the base. Turn over to the other side and change over, change your hold. The top hand is going past the heart. Bottom hand is at the level of the dantian. And we're going to breathe into one side. We're going to pause our breath as we change over. Breathe out to the other side. And pause your breath as you do that switch over. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you change over, you could just imagine this beautiful light of the fireflies in your lantern. And as you move it across, again, as you turn over and you're not thinking about your breathing, just imagine that brilliant, glittery, sparkly light of the fireflies. And the fireflies all pass their light at the same rhythm. So you won't have too much scattering of your mind following it. So bringing in warmth to your heart, but also bringing in compassion to those around you. Maybe to people far, far, far away, your little firefly light is going to help to warm up their lives as well. Heart gives us good communication, good relationships. Scatter away the impatience. And now just come to the center. One hand at the dantian, the other one at the heart. And just imagine that beautiful glow of the fireflies, the warmth of the fireflies coming into your own body, warming your heart, healing your heart, and switch around. Sometimes we just have little gray areas in the heart that we need to soften up or cheer up. And of course, the heart color is that lovely red color from the ashes, the coals on the fire. Just imagine that red glow going right within you and around your body, surrounding your body. And slowly bring both hands onto your dantian, just below the navel, feet together. And let's just have a few moments settling in with bamboo in the wind. Closing your eyes, soften your knees, shoulders, face. Just feel the changing balance within your body. Your weight goes from one side to the other. And sometimes there's a bit of movement in your body itself, just as you settle down with this few new Qi directions within your body after doing your Qigong. A little rub of your belly. Good. So now, hopefully, if you're in evening time, you are ready to go to bed and have a good sleep. And if it's a morning and you needed to have a more peaceful morning, hopefully you'll have a good start. Thank you for coming to Sunday Qigong.